Hi, Soul Tribe. Welcome to this week's card pick. And today I have flowers. So Spirit was saying to me to pick flowers. It was like really clear a few days ago. So if you pick choice number one, my second camera is just not plugging into the software we use, even with the computer reset that I just did today. But if you picked number one earlier, and if you feel drawn to number two, these are the beautiful white daisies, and you can see Lyra in the background. And if you picked number three, we have Australia. So let me know in the chat below, what were you drawn to? The Camellia, number one, two, the daisies, or number three, bottle brush. So let's get started and have a look into the Camellia. So with this, you can see that it sort of resembles that heart chakra energy. So it's often a symbol of love. So in the fairy world, and also in the world for beings and people that have, or I should say people that have crossed over, this is often a flower that I see come through from spirit of loved ones that have passed over, that are wanting to convey beautiful messages of love. So sometimes you will see them with gigantic camellias or gigantic roses, often bigger than our heads, because when it comes through from spirit, it doesn't necessarily represent the true reality. So these are often seen with messages. So if you have picked number one today, there may be someone that has crossed over that's wanting to connect with you or wanting to bring messages through. So it is to do with love. It's also a symbol in Japanese culture given to do with loyalty. And it's also to do with like, I guess that strength and that companionship energy and love and that real kind of teamwork energy. But this is also really helpful for if you've had the opposite of that happen, if you've had other issues around not trusting your heart or closing your heart off to other people, or if you've been hurt, this might also be why you've drawn to this. So let me know in the chat below what part of number one, the Camellia, you were drawn to. But yeah, it is definitely about working with heart. So the message from the flower fairies this week is to dive deeper into heart energy. Have a look at what you need to do to release, or is it really about being in gratitude for the love that you have? So let's get started having a look into some cards, and I'll just grab my favorite deck, the soft deck. So the message from the flower fairies, my beautiful Camellia people. And if you're wanting to book a one-on-one reading, I do have sessions available. So I will be going away towards the end of October, but before then, use the discount code Jupiter on mesoljupiter.com to go get 10% off your next reading. So we have 5 cards. So I do feel for a few of you that have picked number one, there are people trying to reach you from the other side, loved ones. I feel more sort of like grandmotherly energy coming through for a few of you, or even elderly mother energy coming through, but it just feels really beautiful. And I feel like it's a message of wanting to convey and tap into the message I'm getting from this is they're wanting you to tap further into your own wisdom, to not search so much for validation from other people, and having such an open heart and trusting everyone. So I really do feel this is a message from trusting your innate guidance from your guides, from your loved ones that have crossed over, from the ancestors. And I do feel this is opening and broadening the frequencies of your heart is what they're showing me. This is about tapping into your own unique heart medicine. So let's flip these cards over. Wow, we definitely have what looks to be hurts in the past come up that we're really releasing. So we have the Princess of Wands, the Tower card, and the Interference, Eight of Swords energy. So it looks like that there may have been some people pleasing, some fearful type things, you guys trying to shine your light and perhaps not receiving the love that you deserve. So I do see a little bit of perhaps some relationships that were really draining you of your life force, and you pouring everything in, but maybe perhaps it not being fully reciprocated on the same depth or the same level. So it's like you giving, but not necessarily receiving the same back. With the Tower card, there may have been an ending for a few, possibly an ending coming up to do with the astrological cycle we're in at the moment, and with this energy that we're about to have with on the 2nd with the new moon in Libra. The 8 of Swords represents, this is more to do with our mind prison, as I call number 8. So with this, it's a limited view on reality, where we live without this person. How could I, think outside the box? So the message that comes not only from the flower fairies, but also with beautiful loved ones that have passed, as we felt that connected with this. We've got the Victory card, which for me is the timeline change. It's the 6 of Wands, and we see that there's multiple different options. We actually see the Magnus or the Magician. So this is not only to be careful about people that their actions are not matching their words. It's to tap into your magnetism. This is to tap into your manifestation power. We see that the ultimate in drawing and manifesting things to him. It does have about protecting your aura though. So this little Achilles heel energy leak that's his weak spot. That's the spot that like people can get to us. So have a look at your heart in regards to this, and I would reapply some boundaries in some situations. So let's get some clarifiers for you guys too. I'll flip these straight over. So we have a 4 of Wands. Many of you are going through a completion and realizing your value and worth with Queen of Coins. So this is really beautiful to see, a lot of you coming into your strength. And I feel like you just needed this little bit of push to say you are making the right decision. So let's have a look into 2 more cards. So we have a Knight and we have a 2 of Cups. So this is making your decision to move towards things that feel like love. So a 2 of Cups representing love. It also represents using your intuition as well as your mind. So not just following fully your heart and that addictive pattern that can come up to do with this type of relationship or love energy. And this can have boundaries to do with self. This could be to do with self-love and being a bit kinder to yourself too. But yeah, we see a Knight of Cups, and sometimes looking at it from a heightened perspective or stepping back and looking at like, what advice would you give to a friend in this kind of situation? Insightful message, very, very clear for cards number 1. Remember, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It may even to higher love, compassion, and gratitude energy, or really working on opening that heart chakra. Maybe even doing like a little bit of heart math or heart brain integrated work too. So love to hear what you guys say, and drop a little flower emoji or a little block in the chat if that's what you picked. All right, so moving on to, I'm just going to get some cards. Let me just shuffle these back into the deck. All right. So daisies. So if you pick daisies, and remember this is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if you have a personal one-on-one reading and ask me a whole list of questions that we can fit into an hour, please use discount code Jupiter 10% on masonjupiter.com. And for questions, I really recommend the Mystical Oracle reading being the best one. But let me hold them. And this is a story with these. I was out with a friend for lunch and we were walking her dog, and she picked me some little daisies. And it's funny because I picked the other flowers this morning, and there was another one I was thinking of that was a little bit less common, and something kept telling me daisies. And I'm like, oh no, well, I'll pick this one that's a bit more unusual, but I didn't feel sure. Then out for lunch, my friend picked me these daisies. So daisies represent friendship. So if there's a message from the flower fairies about connecting into your innocence, connecting into imagination, connecting into art, music, dance, creativity. But yeah, really reaching out and connecting with your friends. It also helps connect us to innocence, which is really beautiful. So this can be really, really helpful. And even using daisy flower essence, if you're feeling that you need to enhance that, or if you're looking for emotional security, this is really, really good to balance this out. So a great message for like overstressed or kind of like frazzled with things like that. It's going to help you to bring and establish balance. So this is also a message to bring more balance, bring more play, bring more imagination and fairy interactions. This is also, about getting your feet onto the ground, getting out into the garden like we did as children. And remember making little daisy chain fairy halos, things like this. Anyway, this is about helping you get back into that and helping feel calm, cool, and collected. So let's have a look and see what the messages are for my beautiful daisy people. So it's definitely about innocence. I also hear wisdom, but it's the wisdom of the fairies is what's coming through. So it might be making your magic from the garden. What is it that is speaking to your soul at the moment is what I'm also feeling. So we have 5 cards. Let's feel into these before we flip them over. An interesting message. I'm hearing the little phrase from Spirit, do unto us. It's interesting, but then they're stopping. They're not finishing the rest of that sentence. It's almost like posing a question to us. So we're actually getting not so much like a word to follow or guidance to follow. They're asking us, like, how would we do unto others? And what I feel that they're getting us to address is how much do you give to everyone else? And how do you sort of like apply yourself in the world is the message that I'm getting with this. So I feel like it's not questionable how you treat others, but I feel that there's a naivety that comes in the message. So this again, like number 1, could be around boundary setting, but it could be about looking at things from more of an adult sort of like stretched out perspective. Let's flip the cards. Yeah, we've got the star card. So might have a few star seeds. Let me know if you are one of those beautiful star seeds that's picked daisy. This represents hope. It represents being in a world of channeling, but we don't always feel at home here. So some of you may be feeling a homesickness for the stars. There's a ground comes in with the 6th of discs. This is Taurus and Moon. So it's sort of, tapping into the unseen world a little bit with the fairies. Getting outside will help with the grounding. What we see at the moment is other things being released. So again, with the boundary messages, we see here the cust. We see little parasitic type things that she's bringing under control, doing a little bit of detox, but we see her bringing things that she wants to birth. And there is something to do with tapping into your imagination, my little daisy fairies. We have the High Priestess as well. So definitely tapping into a little bit and making it much, much grander. With the High Priestess, she's not distracted by everything. She really like hones in and knows to birth into the world. And then we see the sun come in too. So with this is for you to be a luminary, to be a light, to be guiding out into the physical world. So tap back into that. What to do as a child? What was it that lit you up? And what was it that stimulated your imagination? What games did you play? Did you play vets, or did you play parents, or did you play potion maker? I was a potion maker. Let me know if you're. So let's have a look and see what message comes. So we have the card of the Lovers. So definitely tapping into innocence and wisdom with this heart energy. But yeah, we've got Lovers, 3 of Wands, 9 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. Wow, there's definitely creativity. This is Spirit wanting to work with you to kind of like balance and bring through higher inspiration. A 3 of Wands is the foundation in a higher dimension and spiritual planes. It's looking at reality where we sometimes look at it as black or white or left or right, where there's sort of just 2 dualities. This is about bringing the third in. So a lot of creativity pouring in for my beautiful flower fairies. And we have a 9 of Cups, Jupiter, Pisces energy, all that gorgeous energy trickling in from the heavens or from the fairy realm. So it's all about how you can sort of tap more into this. I feel like this is a freeing energy. And I feel that it's giving you permission to feel liberated and to feel like you don't have to fit within a box. You don't have to, just because say you have to grow up by a certain point, doesn't mean that you have to lose touch with the natural, like magic world or with your imagination. This is actually a message to dive much, much further deeper in. An Ace of Swords. I would be writing it down, maybe journaling, maybe writing a book. Let me know if that's also on the cards for you. Drop a little daisy emoji. So that is the message I have for you guys. And looking into my flower number 3, which is Bottle Brush. And remember, if you are wanting to book a private session and dive deep and get your questions answered, which I love to, I would book the Mystical Oracle reading, but if you're more into Starseed reading, you can book that one. But use discount code Jupiter to save 10% off. So, Bottle Brush. So a very Australian flower. You might not have seen these if you're not in our country. They're really beautiful. They look like a bottle brush. This one's had a little bit of a nibble, probably from a possum or some birds, because they come in and they eat this nectar. But it looks like a bottle brush that you bottles or wine glasses with. So yeah, red bottle brush. This is really used for it's an essence used for protection, and it's also to like really help when we're in a period of major life changes. So the flower fairies are specifically to you too. If you're in overwhelm, if you're going through major life changes, this is also a great one, even like in older age and adolescent, parenthood, pregnancy. So it's like all the different stages and phases, the mother, the maiden, the crone, and the same in the masculine ages. This can be a great flower to work with, or a great essence. It also, the positive outcome of working with this is helping you to like cope with these changes. It's also about mother-child serenity and calm. So it's a really beautiful essence. You can actually buy a few of these essences online. This one being, you would find it, Ian White is a beautiful man who makes Australian native flower essences. And I have shown you guys a few of them before, like with the bush flower essences and things like that. So yeah, these are things that will help you release the energy around this mentally, emotionally, spiritually, on the spiritual plane, and help ease that journey. So the flower fairies have given us the bottle brush to help ease you on your journey. I'm also hearing from spirit, a few of you may be going through retirement or change of trajectory in the workforce. So yeah, you guys, let me also tap in. I feel like this is spiritual protection as well. See how it's sort of, it's protected. The leaves look a little bit spiky, sort of protecting it. Oh, and the sweetness as well. So this is protecting your sweetness, because we have nectar and honey. We also have at the bottom of the deck, I shuffled and spirit said stop, the Prince of Cups. So this is working with these flower shaman, invitation to open up to higher energies for you guys too. So let's see what we have. And I just saw the Empress. A few mothers that picked this one, let me know if you are a beautiful mama and you picked number 3. So the message that we have for my bottle brush fairies, I'll flip these straight over. Oh, we have some different timelines to explore, or about perhaps being like overwhelmed, or perhaps like going through a change of life. There are things that you need to release. So we see here 6 of Cups, which is one of my timeline switching cards. It's Scorpio and Sun. So you might start to, and this with the new moon energy that we have coming up on the 2nd with Libra. And with the solar eclipse is going to bring more kind of spotlighting or highlighting, where you'll be able to see what you want to release, what you want to open up. So we are in a transitional type energy. So have a look at what is it that you're reassessing? What is it that you've been doing for others? We had a little bit of this come up with number 1. So you may have picked a combo of 1 and 3. But Princess of Wands, this is really about like moving past anyone that's draining you, anyone that's like more of a self connection with you. This is about like releasing it. We've got 2 Scorpio energies too. So dive deep into that and see like what's behind it. Because what we do see with this is there are some patterns, and there is a bit of fear as well. So moving well away from that into the future, Bottle Brush has shown up to help assist you in this. So you may want to look into it. Let me know if you do get that one. We have Six of Cups to clarify Six of Cups. We know this is Spirit doubling on the message that they're speaking when we get the same exact card come up in the same exact spot to clarify. These two cards have been coming out a little bit together with my decks, remembering each deck is 78 cards. So Spirit is doubling down on we are changing timelines. We are all past versions of self to learn, future versions of self, and other multidimensional versions of self to really learn and close off. And Three of Wands again in the second place, just how we had with the other deck, and a Nine of Cups again. I failed these individual and then shuffle. Same message come up in a row for my Daisy fairies, so for the Daisy people. So we have a Three of Cups. So I would say even collectively, overall at the moment, Spirit is trying to shift us into higher timelines. So we sometimes will have that where our choices with 1, 2, and 3 will have a little bit of a collective message. And I think it's because we're such a close-knit soul tribe too. So there's other things that you have to do in this world that are much, much greater. So for a few of you transition and like timeline switch and things, you're bringing hope into the world. You light people up like no other. You can probably hear Lyra agreeing with me. Hello. So yeah, the beautiful star card, this is Aquarius energy too. So I would say you're going to get some more downloads, some more information coming up on your path really, really soon in regard for the rest of the shows for the week, because I would say the girls and I probably have a few more messages for you. But thank you for watching. Please remember to share this out so that we hit that algorithm. And yeah, share it with a friend. All right.